step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Hello, very good morning. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Freedom is coming today. Yes, how you guys doing? Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Mantombazana looking amazing. The freedom to look amazing on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. That you embrace that.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you so much.
I feel like I'm
Thank you.
being left out.
No. I said ladies, Mantombazana. Hey, you part of the squad. And speaking of the squad, we'll be taking a look at the latest Springbok squad. Who's made it, who hasn't made it. We'll be discussing that with John Karstel today.
We're also talking about the latest movies to be opening this weekend. JP Sebastian is here. He's got all the details, and I am very excited.
I will also talk about the latest trend on how to probably not to propose, but he did it. We'll bring you all of those details during our trend
So
report.
is it a how not to promote?
No.
Propose?
He's a marathon runner that proposed a few meters before the finish line.
Ooh,
How
what will
crazy.
happen next?
At
Did
the
he
Two
drop the
Oceans
ring?
half marathon, I was so
He was
sore.
sweaty.
I would not have
Did he go
accepted
down on
any
one
kind
knee?
of proposal.
Oh, goodness.
No. Anyway, and then we've got a performance by Nombulelo Tshefu, who is our guest artist today. So we've got all of that packed into your public holiday edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's going to be quite amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's first check out what your temperatures are doing all around the country. What's up, Ewan?
Good morning, team, and a very happy Freedom Day to you guys out there at home. May it be a great, blessed, and positive day ahead. But yes, let's kickstart your day with your temperatures. Now, with a chilly start to the morning, the South African Weather Service says it's a sign that winter is on its way, although only a mild winter has been predicted. Now, a low pressure is currently passing over the Western Cape, bringing with it scattered showers. Calvinia can experience a couple of showers today, while the rest of the country can expect partly cloudy conditions. Mthatha sits with the highest temperature of 29 degrees maximum today, while Mafeking can expect chilly conditions with 11 degrees minimum. Let's take a look at those temperatures. Polokwane starting off on 10, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Mbombela 13, 26. Pretoria 10, 22. Johannesburg on 9 degrees minimum, reaching a high of 20. Mahikeng 9, 22. Klerksdorp op 9 grade vanoggend en styg na 23. Kimberley 9, 24. Bloemfontein begin op 'n koel 6, te styg na warmer 26. Richards Bay 17, 28. Pietermaritzburg 12, 27. Durban skop af op 20, dit styg na 26 grade maksimum. Mthatha 10, 27, Oos-London 18, 27, Cradock 10, 26, Port Elizabeth 17 en 'n maksimum van 26. George begin op 15, dit styg na 22. Sutherland on 12 this morning, reaching a high of 19. Cape Town 13 this morning, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Worcester 14, 26. Springbok 15, 28. And Uppington starting off on 14, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees as well. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated as to those temperatures throughout the course of your Thursday morning. I'll be back just after 7 with another look.
Okay, let's see that killer return. No.
All right, well, it's a feel-good morning right now. Thank you so much for joining us. And the excitement for all the sports fans right now is the fact that the new international rugby season is just over a month away, and the Springbok squad have been working very, very hard trying to find all the right combinations to ensure a successful year this season. Now, with Adrian Strauss having hung up his boots last season, all the recent Springbok talk has been about who will wear the captain's armband. And sports journalist Juan Karstel joins us this morning to talk to us about his picks as well as the other latest news coming from the Bok camp. How are you doing, brother?
I'm cool. How are you?
Very, very good. Happy Freedom Day to you.
Thank you.
I feel like
and to you.
It's a standard we've got to say to everyone today.
Cool.
So tell me about, looking at the work that's been put in pre-season, having looked at the Super Rugby season that's gone past as well. How confident are you about the Springboks' performance this year in terms of, World Rugby?
I think much more confident than last year. I think so far the Super Rugby teams, a couple of Super Rugby teams are playing really well. And I think that bodes well for the upcoming Springbok season. I also think we've made some good recruitment in the coaching booth for, the upcoming Springbok season. As well, Brendan Fence is an astute coach. It's great to see him finally involved with the Springboks. Franco Smith as well. So I think we can be quite excited.
Yeah. So let's talk about who your picks are for the next Springbok lead. I mean, it's one of those jobs that it comes with an extraordinary amount of pride.
Yes.
But the pressure that comes with this job, I can't think of any other sporting code that has as much pressure as the Springbok captain job.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely one of the most high pressure jobs in sports in the world, and I think that the guy who becomes captain ultimately is not only about on the field, it's about off the field. It's just as important.
Exactly.
So, I mean, in terms of the choices we are like my top pick for Springbok captain will be Siya Kolisi. I think he's just he's grown so much as a leader. He's such a strong player. He's really young. So I definitely put him as my captain. If foreign-based players were an option, I think Duane Vermeulen would be, for me, definitely Springbok captain, but I'm not really sure where we stand on that. But ultimately, that would be those would be one of my choices.
Yeah, it's been a long while since we've had a number 10 captain. How about Andre Pollard? How do you gauge him as a player? Yes, he's young, if you will, but I mean he brings in quite a lot of experience on his shoulders in terms of the kind of the caps that he's amassed as a Springbok.
Absolutely, I think he's just one of those players that's got a really bright Springbok future, and I think that he's going to play many tests. I think the one kind of concern I have is where does that leave Pat Lambie? Pat Lambie's also a really good player.
Exactly.
And your Springbok captain has to be, without a doubt, the best number 10 or the best number 6 or the best number 2 in the country. And I'm not... I mean, Pollard definitely is right up there, but Lambie's also really good, so that's a tough one. What happens to Lambie?
Lambie's been known to play a very good fullback on his day, so I mean he could slot in there possibly. But tell me about now that we talked about your picks and the coaching staff and the shift and the changes there, the dynamic between the potential captain and the coaching staff, and how important it is to get that recipe right for the squad to succeed.
Oh, that's critical. I think Jake White and John Smith had a really good relationship, and I think that was instrumental in our success back in those days. And I think the same has to be said for the next Springbok captain. And I think that would probably be, why Vermeulen or Kolisi would be good candidates, is because Alexandra is the coach and they played a lot to them at the Stormers, so I think that would be a really good pick.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to that decision when it is made, and hopefully all of us as South Africans will support whomever it is that is branded as our new captain. John, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts on this matter on our Facebook page and, of course, on our Twitter page using our hashtag Expresso Show.
Thank you so much, Kat. Well, it's time for us to head to social media, and we are wishing you a very happy Freedom Day, whatever you may be doing today. But on social media, we asked you the question, what right to freedom in our Constitution do you value the most? And let's see what some of your responses were. Odwa says, good morning to you, team. It's the right to have freedom and equality, but that to me seems to be more difficult to other races. Carly says, blessings to you all. It will definitely have to be the right to life. Now let's see where it says, happy Freedom Day, everybody. The right to education. There's also a lot of it. Right to education, the right to freedom of choice, the right to freedom of association, the right to be free as a South African. And Someleze says, the right to vote. So thank you so much for those responses. Please continue to keep them coming. We want to know, what rights in our Constitution do you value the most?
Thank you so much, Leanne. Let's quickly take a look at what's still ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Lots of Feel Good indeed. Of course, it's Thursday, which means tomorrow a whole host of new movies that we're opening at your closest cinema. We have our movie guru in the studio, JP Sebastian. He's here sporting a very stylish man bun this morning to tell us what we can expect.
That's right. And hailing all the way from Alexandra, we have Nombulelo Tshefu in our studio. Gospel vocalist. She's going to be singing for us after the break, so don't go anywhere.
Father of nations, ruler of our lives, we come before you with our hearts surrendered. Prince of Peace, light of the world, my God, my King, precious Lamb, Father of nations, ruler
Welcome back and good morning if you've just tuned in. I hope you're having a wonderful Freedom Day. Well, that music means one thing. It's time for us to find out what our local stars are up to.
Well, I'll tell you what some of our local stars are up to. Casper Nyovest is all the way up. Now, following news that his new merchandise store will be opening and his album will drop next Friday, comes an incredible announcement that he will be headlining concerts alongside American rap sensation Future. Now, this is set to take place in Maputo on the 21st of July 2017 and then again in Dar es Salaam on the 22nd of July. And Nyovest will co-headline both concerts with Future, while megastar Diamond Platnumz will co-headline the Tanzanian experience.
Why is Future not coming to South Africa? Well done, Casper.
Very, very, very nice. He's
a lot of big things happening for him.
That man is a very, very busy man. Also talking about a busy man, and one that I think every South African has so close to their hearts, because nearly 40 years after he began one of the most illustrious music careers in the world, Johnny Clegg is embarking on what will be his final world tour, and he's entitling the tour The Final Journey. Now, we all know that Johnny was diagnosed with cancer in 2015 and he underwent chemotherapy treatment, but throughout all of this, he still continued to tour locally and internationally, undertaking a 9-week tour of the USA and Canada in 2016. He's now in remission, but the 63-year-old is currently finishing a new album and, of course, his autobiography as well. He's decided to use this opportunity to perform a final set of concerts in South Africa and overseas to thank all of his fans for their support over the 35-year-long journey that spans his career. So I'm going to make sure that I catch some of those along the way.
Well, let's hope he comes and tours around here, popping at Expresso before he heads on over.
But just how electrifying and incredible Johnny Clegg is, like, I am so grateful that we get to call him our own, so that's amazing.
Yes. Is that a wrap of our local entertainment? Well, that's a wrap of our local entertainment news. We'll bring you another update of what our international stars are up to, but you'll have to stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you so much, ladies. Let's quickly take a look at what you can expect on your TV screens tonight. Now, Musa Ngema and Mupi Motibeli, better known as Mazwi and Smanga Moroka on South Africa's hit soapy Generations, The Legacy, meet up with Jonathan Boynton Lee for this week's episode of Top Billing. Now, since the show's inception, the stars have become household names in Mzansi, best known, of course, for their on-screen sibling rivalry. Now, portraying macho characters on-screen, Musa and Mupi were put to the test, medieval style, and no one could tell what would happen next. So don't miss Top Billing tonight at 8:30 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 1 p.m. And of course, you can catch it on 3.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stratham. Right now, a chance for us to reflect on what you can keep yourself busy with if you're heading to the cinema this coming weekend. In fact, let's quickly take a look at the top 5 at the box office.
This is the South African top 5 box office hits over the last weekend. 3 weeks back on the charts, John Wick 2 is tried, tested and retested A-grade 5-spot action cinema. Smurfs The Lost Village happily holds 4. So why so blue? Sorry about that. Boss Baby retains 3rd with the voices of Jimmy Kimmel, Steve Buscemi and of course Alec Baldwin. Beauty and the Beast won't budge either from 2. Neither did Emma Watson to a La La Land offer actually. And obviously Fate of the Furious holds its lead too. Vroom is a universal language, as over 80% of ticket sales were outside the US.
Did he just say vroom is a universal language?
Must be.
Wow, wow. Somebody tweeted and said that the next edition, or the 10th edition of Fast and the Furious will be fasten your seatbelts.
Am I done here?
I find that quite hilarious. But anyway, let's get into it, sir. The movies that we can expect to see coming up on our silver screens this coming weekend. The Shack. I've heard about this book. I've seen the book. It was a #1 bestseller.
You look like someone guilted you into reading it.
No. I'm guilty because I have not read it.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got my words mixed up. So it is a bestseller. It's sold millions and millions of copies already. Sam Worthington plays the father in The Shack, if you've read the book, but I'll give you the synopsis now. The story is that a man loses his daughter while they're out in the camp. She gets kidnapped under his watch. The police later find her body at a shack in the woods, and naturally this drives him into deep depression and a suicidal state even.
Wow.
He feels drawn by a divine force, let's just call it, it's God. And he goes to this shack where he's basically forced to confront his greatest fears, his greatest pain, but under the spiritual care of some strangers. All the while, and overcomes this really dark moment in his life. So a story for the faithful around this time of, I suppose we're still in an Easter month, if you like.
Yeah, and I know that the story and the book has been life-changing for a great deal, many people out there, so it'll be great to see the cinematic depiction of it. And then Beyond the River, we had the cast here about last week sometime. All of them very, very excited about this offering. What do you make of it? The story of the epic doozy, 2 lives, 1 goal.
Another, I suppose, triumph of the human spirit type thing again, and so another one to lift the soul. The story is based on true life canoeists. If I can remember these names correctly, it was Siseko and Tondini and Pierre Cruikshanks. Yes, I did it. And the actors, of course, are Lemogang Tsipa and Grant Swambi, who play these 2 guys. They are 2 worlds that sort of collide in the same canoe. One comes from a marriage that's falling to pieces, and the other one comes from the life of a township, which is hard on him, obviously. And they're both trying to run away from things on this trial that they put themselves through. The doozy is apparently one of the hardest things to do for canoeists. I wouldn't know, because I put my canoeing years behind me long ago. So yes, Triumph of the Human Spirit. If you want to see something uplifting, I'm sure it's good.
Yeah, I looked at this post and I thought, is this Denzel Washington? Is this another remake of Training Day? No, this is Jamie Foxx in a movie called Sleepless.
Speaking of kidnappings, we were talking about the shack earlier. If you want to take a different tack of it, Jamie Foxx goes for the more Denzel Washington, you took my kid type thing.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson. So this is totally that. The guy, plays a cop whose partner is a bit dirty. Totally dirty, in fact. And the 2 of them get together to decide to steal drugs from a mafia boss. This is obviously a bad idea because the mafia boss identifies him, kidnaps his son, and he has to try and rescue his son while at the same time possibly jeopardizing and releasing his name, the fact that he actually is this dirty cop, newly dirty cop, Jamie Foxx.
I think I just saw T.I. there somewhere.
T.I. has decided to act again for some reason.
And as I said earlier on this week, I'm sure the boxing fraternity will take jabs at this one. Bleed for this.
Bleed for this is Miles Teller is in another breakneck story of determination. You remember from Whiplash, the one where he was a drummer?
Yes.
This story is based on a true story. You were shocked by this fact.
Yeah.
You were going way from off the camera because the guy who he plays, Vinny Pazienza, that was terrible, was in a car accident. I should not do that again. I'm alienating so many Italian people. He was in a car accident. And his neck was broken, and doctors were like, well, that's it. You had a good run, didn't you? You got world champion. Surely that should be enough. And he refused to stay down. 5 days later, Vinny Pazienza starts working out again to try and get it back on top and goes back to championship level. In real life.
Word.
5 days after breaking his neck.
Extraordinary stuff, extraordinary stuff. And then we're looking at the picture right now. Usually the man who plays God in most movies, and now he's holding a gun. It's called Going in Style, and we'll be chatting about that with JP a little bit later on. Ladies, how are you doing?
We're doing really, really well. In fact, we're going to take a quick ad break, and then when we get back, we'll take a look at how one marathon runner decided to propose to his girlfriend.
And then we've got the incredible Nombulelo Tshefu in studio. Now, she's tiny, but that voice is dynamite. It's fire, it's power. Trust me, you don't want to miss her performance.
Only you can make my day.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. It's that time of the morning where we check out some of the interesting, the funny, and the random things that we happen to stumble across on social media this morning. Well, the very first story, I love how you're laughing because it's an interesting one. A dog called Rosie went chasing after a ball that hopped over a fence, and she was so excited she even somersaulted into the air and onto a beach. Now, despite the landing, Rosie did not hurt herself and brought the ball straight back to her owner on look at that, boom. Oh! That was excitement. Like Rosie's like hind legs in the air. Like, boom.
Oh, well, listen, we've been alluding
Rosie.
to this the whole morning. 24 miles into a 26-mile race, Johnny Higgins decided at the London Marathon to stop and drop on one knee when he proposed to his girlfriend.
Wow.
He tied the ring to a wrist, to his wristband, and of course the crowd was cheering on. She said yes, and he finished the race.
Wow. Okay.
So he clearly wasn't racing for time.
No.
Okay,
definitely
okay.
not. Listen, let's end it off on a rather cute note. You know, sticking back to our four-legged friends this morning. A golden retriever in Barcelona. He enjoyed a street performance so much, his music so much, that he just refused to get up until this guy was done playing. Okay, he was right there, lying down to better appreciate the music, and it was just adorable. His owner's like, "Come on, let's go." No, this guy's like, "No, I want to see this through. I'm gonna enjoy the music." Gotta love it, man. Golden retrievers.
They're so nunes. Well, of course, that is our roundup of interesting stories. Now, which hashtag video or story has caught your attention online this morning? You can share your thoughts with us online on our Facebook page or on our Twitter page using our official hashtag Expresso Show. Well, it's time for us to get into some music, and I can't wait to hear what's up next.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Well, guess what, Leanne? You no longer have to wait any longer because we're about to infuse some hope, some inspiration into your Freedom Day this morning. We're joined by gospel vocalist Nombulelo Tshefu, who's about to bless us with a song called I Worship You.
Father of nations, ruler of our lives, we come before you with our hearts surrendered, Prince of worship you, Lord. Oh God, oh God.
Oh, Nombulelo, siyabulela. Beautiful music on your feel-good breakfast show. What a way to start off the morning. Thank you for blessing us.
Thank you so
I hope
much.
that you enjoyed it at home. Let us know what you thought about that performance on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. We'll have more from Nombulelo a little bit later on your feel-good breakfast show. Right now, let's catch up with the early morning headlines.
Thank you so much, Kat. Well, taking a look at what's making headline news this morning, environmental groups yesterday welcomed the Western Cape High Court annulling initial agreements the government reached with Russia, the US and South Korea to assist it in building nuclear power stations, ruling it as unlawful. Judge Lee Bozalek ruled in favor of the case brought by Earthlife Africa Johannesburg and the Southern African Faith Communities Environment Institute. He said the government had failed to hold public hearings and a parliamentary debate concerning its plans. The ruling comes on the eve of the anniversary of the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster. The South African Cabin Crew Association says it will respect the order by the Johannesburg Labour Court and return to work today. The court yesterday granted SA Airways an interdict against some 400 striking South African SACA members, demanding a 2,222 Rand 80 cents a day meal allowance when travelling abroad. International and some 32 local flights were affected ahead of the Freedom Day public holiday and long weekend, causing chaos at airports. Now moving further abroad, northeast Nigeria has been hit by its third suicide attack in as many days. In the latest incident, Nigerian officials say 4 suicide bombers blew themselves up in the city of Maiduguri, killing 1 person and injuring 11 others. Islamist militants who are believed to be behind the attacks appear to be ramping up their use of suicide bombers. A recent UNICEF report said more than 100 children had been used as bombers since 2014, and most of them girls. And then in Turkey, 8,500 police took part in raids yesterday, arresting more than 1,000 people in an operation across the country against a movement blamed for last summer's failed coup. Raids were continuing as authorities targeted what was described as a secret structure within Turkey's police force. Turkey says a movement loyal to US-based Islamic cleric Fethullah Gulen organized the July 2016 plot to bring down President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's a look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Thank you very much, Leanne. In the latest sporting news, the draw of the new CAF Champions League took place yesterday, which saw defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns draw into a tough Group C. Sundowns will face Congolese outfit AS Vita, a side who were disqualified from last season's competition after they fielded an illegal player during their knockout victory over Sundowns. Now, the other 2 Group C clashes will see Sundowns up against Esperance from Tunisia and St. George from Ethiopia. In other footballing news, Orlando Pirates survived a scare in the Premier Soccer League last night after they scored a goal in the final minutes of the game to earn a 1-1 draw with Baroka FC. After Baroka opened the scoring in the 78th minute, Issa Sa came up with an equalizing goal for the Pirates, earning their 13th draw of the season. Now, in last night's only other match, Platinum Stars and Free State Stars also shared the points in a 1-1 draw. Round 34 of the Premier League continued last night, which saw a 1-0 scoreline in all 3 of the matches played. Arsenal's quest for the top 4 finish was given a lifeline as Robert Huth, his own goal, earned the Gunners a 1-0 victory over Leicester City. Elsewhere, Tottenham beat Crystal Palace while Middlesbrough edged Sunderland. All eyes, though, will be on the Etihad tonight as Manchester United take on Manchester City in the Manchester Derby with kickoff at 9 p.m. And finally, Maria Sharapova marked her return to the game following her 15-month ban with an opening day victory at the Stuttgart Open. Sharapova cruised past Italian Roberta Vinci with a straight sets victory, seeing out a 7-5, 6-3 win. Other results from the day, from day 2 in Stuttgart, saw Simona Halep beat Barbara Strykova in straight sets, while Joanna Konta had to fight for all 3 sets victory over Japan's Naomi Osaka. And that's it for your sports headlines this morning. Right now, let's quickly take a look at what's happening with your temperatures.
This is paar minute na 7:00. Kom ons kyk vinnig wat die maak haar temperature so vroeg op jou donderdagoggend en dit lyk of meeste dele van die land gedeeltelik bewolkte toestande kan verwag met matig tot warm temperature op plekke. Dan is ook 'n paar reënbuie voorspel vir Cradock en Sutherland. Ons hardloop voor deur ons temperature vinnig. Polokwane begin op 10, dit styg na 22 grade maksimum. Mbombela 13, 26, Pretoria 10, 22, Johannesburg begin op 9, dit styg na maksimum van 20, Mahikeng 9, 22, Klerksdorp 9, 23, Kimberley 9 en 'n matige 24, Bloemfontein begin op 6 grade, lekker koel, maar dit styg na 22 maksimum later, Richards Bay 17, 28, Pietermaritzburg 12, 27, Durban 20, 26, Mthatha begin op 10, dit styg na 27 grade maksimum, Oos-London 18, 27, Cradock 10, 26, Port Elizabeth 17, 26, George 15, 22, Sutherland begin op 12, dit styg na 19, Kaapstad 13, 22, Worcester 14, 26, Springbok skop af op 15, dit styg na maksimum 28 en Appington begin op 14, dit styg ook na 'n lekker warm 28 maksimum. Dit was jou weer om 7:00, ek is terug na uurstyd net na 8 met 'n finale kykie na daai temperature.
You know what's the one annoying thing about a Thursday?
What?
I'm always looking for a picture to post for #TBT, but I never ever find an appropriate one.
You could do one that was happened in the week. It doesn't have to be of years ago.
You could do one that was happened in the week. Anyway.
That did not make sense.
Well, anyway, here's a very
Shakespeare's
interesting factoid for you. The literature legend Shakespeare was born this week in 1564. And so to celebrate the bard's birthday and the classics he wrote, we shall recite to you a sonnet or two. No, not really. We're not going to do that. But we definitely have some things that you may not have known about William Shakespeare.
Oh, well, some interesting things is that it's estimated that Shakespeare has given 3,000 words to the English language during his lifetime.
That's incredible. And not only did he add words, but he also, of course, gave us phrases that we still use today. You know, these include a wild goose chase, that was Shakespeare, and when you're in a pickle. Yeah? It's amazing how language transcends through the centuries.
Interesting. And then there are over 80 spelling variations of his name. Now, a few original signatures that survived show him spelling his name as William is W-I-L-L-M,
yeah,
and Shakespeare is just S-H-A-K-S-P. Now, there are no actual records of him ever spelling his name as William as we know it. W-I-L-L-I-A-M, Shakespeare, the name we know him as today.
That's
so
incredible.
There's no record of that.
So we just made it up, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, in fact, it's said that Shakespeare has left a curse on his grave. His epitaph reads as such as, "Good friend, for Jesus' sake forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones." Yo!
Woo.
How deep is that? I mean, put that in your Twitter.
Now, during that period, bones were dug up to make room for others. However, Shakespeare's grave remains undisturbed.
I mean, who wants to be cursed by William Shakespeare? Imagine that, eh?
Not me.
And you can't speak for the rest of your life ever. And everywhere you walk, it's just,
Well, of course, we want to know from you which Shakespearean play is your favorite. Let us know using your thoughts, and you can use our hashtag Expresso Show and Throwback Thursday.
I think they'd probably say a curse of both your houses in that regard. But time for us to look at what's trending online. Freedom Day naturally is what is trending. Ashraf Gada says the 27th of April 1994 only happened once in a lifetime, but the freedom earned on that day impacts us for a lifetime. Hashtag Freedom Day. Radio 2000 also saying Happy Freedom Day. How are you doing? Let's see what else. Change Agent SA, quoting Tata Madiba, says, "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." Hashtag Freedom Day. So if you would like to be inspired, if you'd like to go and see what other people are saying, why don't you head over to social media, use that hashtag Freedom Day and be inspired.
Thank you so much, Leanne. It is exactly that, the 27th of April 2017, Freedom Day indeed. But have you ever given a thought as to what the history of Freedom Day is all about? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but we'll run you through in just a bit.
And the exciting things, and he's looking all dapper. We have JP Sebastian going, the movie you're going to about to review for us. Don't be out of my way. Listen,
Yes, it
we'll
was.
see you after the break. I'm not used to seeing you like this.
With you all, as the tens of thousands of our people stood patiently in long queues for many hours, some sleeping on the open ground overnight, waiting to cast this momentous vote. South Africa's heroes are legend across the generations. But it is you, the people, who are our true heroes. This is one of the most important moments in the life of our country. I stand before you filled with deep pride and joy. Pride in the ordinary, humble people of this country. You have shown such a calm, patient determination to reclaim this country as your own, from the rooftops, free at last. And I stand therefore before you humbled by your courage, with a heart full of love for all of you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, today's national public holiday is Freedom Day, a day to reflect and remember. Today, we commemorate the first democratic election of 1994 and the end of the apartheid regime. On this day, everyone of voting age, over the age of 18, from any race group, including foreign citizens and permanent residents in South Africa, were allowed to vote. Previously, under apartheid, non-whites only had limited rights. But here we are today, 23 years later, and it was all thanks to a number of brave individuals, amongst them our father and leader, the dearly departed Nelson Mandela.
I watched along with you all as the tens of thousands of our people stood patiently in long queues for many hours, some sleeping on the open ground overnight, waiting to cast this momentous vote. South Africa's heroes are legend across the generations. But it is you, the people, who are our true heroes. This is one of the most important moments in the life of our country. I stand before you filled with deep pride and joy. Pride in the ordinary, humble people of this country. You have shown such a calm, patient determination to reclaim this country as your own, from the rooftops, free at last. And I stand therefore before you humbled by your courage, with a heart full of love for all of you.
Oh, wow. Still to that day, that voice just commands so much respect and authority. Definitely missed.
It does indeed. Now, for those of you who don't know, we as South Africa have one of the most beautifully written and progressive constitutions in the world. And just to, quickly quote an excerpt from the preamble, it says here, "We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity.
Yeah, we definitely are united in our diversity, and definitely one of the most progressive constitutions in the world. What it says is it helps us understand where we came from, and it also helps us to give a path, a direction to where we are headed. And we know as South Africans that path is not necessarily going to be smooth all the time, but one thing is for sure, we are in this together, and united we stand. So let's continue to remember everything that our leaders fought for to bring us to this day, and never, never, never forget that. Let's keep that alive.
Wow, great words, ladies. And today, as we commemorate the very first democratic South African elections and 23 years into our democracy, children who were born in 1994 have grown up into young adults and a whole generation of young persons who are taking charge of their country. And today, we talk to Sithembele Majova from Seskhona People's Rights Movement about this generational debate and how he has experienced the shift to democracy. So, Rainbow Nation has been a word that's been thrown around a lot when it comes to our democracy, it comes to our past. When you hear Rainbow Nation, what comes to your mind?
Thanks, Katlego. Rainbow Nation has its own historical deliberations, but according to me, it refers to the incredible diversity of its people. Now, from the original Khoisan inhabitants to the people that have migrated and those that have settled here in South Africa over the years. Of course, South Africa is represented in all races, as you know, and we are united races and in different cultural beliefs.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously this was all brought on by the fact that 23 years ago we were able to all vote equally together as South Africans. Do you remember the first time that you went to the ballot boxes to vote? I can see you're already smiling. Was it a good feeling? What was that feeling for you?
Yeah, it was a good feeling because the history tells us that South Africans who were oppressed, of course, by the demon of apartheid, were not able to cast their votes freely. So the few individuals were able to vote. So it was a good feeling for me 7 years ago to go and vote, to cast my vote, because I was able to make my decision who must lead this country taking forward, because we need services in this country, so we have to make our choice, the people that must lead us going forward.
And I'm glad you mentioned services, because you are not just voting with your pen making your mark, you're voting with your actions. You are an active citizen. Tell me about the work that you're doing out there and maybe the issues that you think we should be focusing on as a country, especially through the work that you do with Seskhona.
Firstly, Katlego, the issue of education. We need to have access, all South Africans need to, especially young people, to have access to free quality education. And also Seskhona is representing those demands that young people must get free quality education. Also, the basic services. We know since 1994 there has been a change, of course, but that change is not enough yet. People need services like water and access to basic sanitation, because sanitation is a dignity. Also, they must have access to houses. But so far, yes, we have seen the change, but people are still under the conditions that are not right. So, as Seskhona People's Rights Movement, we are fighting for those people to make sure that all South Africa enjoys equal opportunities.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and happy Freedom Day to you. I'm going to say to our viewers out there that they can go online and look for Seskhona People's Rights Movement if they want to support what it is that you're doing and they'd like to find out more. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.
And happy Freedom Day, my brother.
Thanks. Happy Freedom Day.
Let freedom reign, South Africa. Let freedom reign.
Absolutely. Let freedom reign indeed. And of course, you are free to go and see this movie tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's big screen comedy proves that you are never too old to get your own back. Of course, if your knees can still lift and you can wear comfy slippers along the way, the incredible trio that is Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine and Alan Arkin decide to exact some justice of their own. Let's take a look at the movie Going in Style.
I think I may rob a bank.
What was that?
I'm thinking of robbing a bank.
Oh, I'm thinking about buying a Ferrari. I just got drafted by the Knicks. Good week for everybody, huh? Good week.
They're taking my house.
You're taking your house and you didn't tell us?
What are you going to do? Lend me money? We're all broke. The three of us combined. These banks practically destroyed this country. They crushed a lot of people's dreams, and nothing ever happened to them. We're three old guys. We hit a bank, we get away with it, we retire with dignity. Worst comes to the worst, we get caught, we go to bed, 3 meals a day, and better health care than we get now.
I would just go and watch this movie for these three legendary actors that are in it. But JP Sebastian, welcome again to the couch this morning. Before we continue, you are dressed pretty interestingly this morning.
Thank
Is
you.
there a reason behind that?
This is it's a personal gesture to one of the greatest directors of all time, who we lost a matter of hours ago, Jonathan Demme, the director of Silence of the Lambs. That would be a photograph of him there with Denzel Washington in the background from Philadelphia, who bravely brought a story at a time when it wasn't, easy to do about AIDS to the movie Philadelphia, and gave Tom Hanks one of the roles of a lifetime. It's a stupid loss, and I'm infuriated. But just as a mark of respect, I wanted to.
Awesome, and of course our thoughts and prayers goes out to his family and to his friends and to all the lives that he reached around the world as well. But let's talk about the movie Going in Style. Three really incredible actors. I know that Kat said that Morgan Freeman has probably played God in so many movies, but they are really, it's a phenomenal cast. Tell us more about this movie.
Yes, so Going in Style, the little clip that we just showed you there, by the way, Michael Caine is foreclosed, like millions of Americans were, by banks who tricked them. And they take it on themselves to think maybe we can start small, and they go in this little senior scene here, try shoplifting first and see if they can do things by sleight of hand and move around before they move on to the big leagues.
Sleight of hand, that's sleight of hand.
Morgan Freeman is stuffing a cold ham into his pants there as Master Criminal Zoo, and escaping on some sort of trolley car type thing. So. It's total shenanigans all the way. It's actually quite moving in parts. These guys who want to look after their families, want to leave something to them and whatnot. Aside from that, the same bank that they intend to rob also handles the pension fund that they're about to dissolve for the company that they worked for 40 years. So they're getting the short end of the stick, and they've had enough.
They have had enough and taking matters into their own.
A comedy, by the way.
It is a comedy. No, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Why would audiences go and watch this?
I am so impressed, actually, that the thing is, when you see a lot of actors who've proven themselves for years, when they're doing comedies that are just side thoughts or afterthoughts and whatnot, they might just dial it in, get the check, and then walk away, kind of thing. But all of these actors in this act really well. They give their all to it. Alan Arkin is hilarious. So you whispered to me, you were like, "Oh, I love Alan Arkin."
I love Alan Arkin.
During our little clip there, but they give it to it. At least in the opening of the movie, it loses a bit of ground. It loses its way during the middle of the real emotional content, the attachment you build with them at the start. But it's not a total failure in that respect.
Awesome stuff. Well, I think it's that time of the morning when we need to find out how many popcorns does JP Sebastian give the movie Going in Style. Dun, dun, dun.
Done. I think Zach Braff, who directed this, actually did a fine job. And I want a criminal grandpa of my own. Pa Louis, go rob a bank or something.
Pa Louis. Don't listen, Pa Louis.
No, it's bad advice. 7 out of 10.
7
Good
out
comedy.
of 10. That's decent. That is pretty decent. Thank you so much, JP Sebastian.
Always on tenterhooks.
Always on tenterhooks. Still better than Legend of Tarzan. Well, if you are looking for what to do, then I think we've just sorted it out for you. Going in Style got a beautiful 7 out of 10.
Hey man, and here's something extra to all of those Marvel fans out there. So what are your plans for the public holiday this Monday, the 1st of May? Well, there will be nationwide special pre-release screenings of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 happening in all new Metro cinemas, including 4DX and Extreme, all shows all day. Book your tickets now on newmetro.co.za, where there's still space.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
I'm going to say this is calming watching it happen right now. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we continue your Freedom Day edition of your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we contemplate the idea of the born-free generation. I remember that one advert that says, "Freedom, are you free or are you dumb?"
Mm-hmm.
What are you
and then
doing?
we'll also be doing a Tai Chi demonstration after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a few.
You're so
The pomegranates become a little bit more puffy because they've obviously
So
soaked
this
a
is
bit
the ones
more
that's
juice.
been soaked already.
Yes, so we've got that sitting here. In the meantime, we're going to make our meringue, which
Okay.
I'll make you do because I think you have more muscle strength than me. So you have to whip that. Just going to keep, you know, while I talk, you can just keep...
It's going to be noisy,
yeah. So
but it's fine.
obviously we've got our egg whites that's whipping over there.
Yeah.
And we've got our caster sugar, which I'm going to add our zests to it. So
Yeah.
I've got our orange zest and I've got our lemon zest. Just to add it to the sugar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in.
While I'm whisking.
Thank you. So you can keep doing that there. So while that's whisking, and then I'm also just going to add some vanilla.
Let's,
Don't get that all over you here.
Yeah, no, let's get it in there nicely. Oh,
Perfect.
yes, okay.
So that looks good. And then what we have is, that actually looks quite good. Yeah, that actually looks perfect. You can put that down
Do
now.
you have any doubts?
No.
Eh? I'm just saying.
It's not tough enough. Okay, so you can put that down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir in our cornstarch.
Okay.
Just to make it a little bit more stiff. The nice thing with the cornstarch is, thank you. The nice thing with the cornstarch is that I find it holds the meringue a little bit better if you worry. Because
Yes.
I think a lot of people, the first time you make your meringue, they worry it's going to crack or it's not going to set. So the cornstarch is a bit of a cheat way to allow it to
All right.
get stiff. So yeah, so now we're going to do our filling.
Ooh, that's
and
good.
obviously you got your meringue mixture, which you're going to cook at a low heat.
Yes.
About 120 degrees.
Okay.
And we've just done a nice little smear random thing. So
Right, yeah.
we've done a bit of a smear,
Like
which is quite
rustic,
nice.
we love it. Cool.
Exactly.
Let's get to the filling there quickly, Gabby.
Yes. So all we've got is some heavy cream.
Okay.
And we've got some icing sugar,
Right.
which I'm going to beat in here. So we're going to whisk that. If you have a stand beater at home,
That might
this
help.
makes it off a lot easier because I'm probably going to get icing sugar
That's fine. You've got an apron on. It's
Yeah.
all good. So SMS the keyword sweet to 33728. That's sweet to 33728 for our beautiful gin and pomegranate pavlovas this morning. It looks amazing so far.
Thank you.
So basically, once the filling is done,
Yes. So once we make our filling, and then we've also got some ricotta, which we're going to add to the filling. And once it's done, we're going to spoon it into our centers. What I'll do
Okay.
is that actually section looks perfect.
Yeah,
Just
that
add some
section there is
ricotta. Add some
Okay.
ricotta to that. If you don't want to make a mess like I've just did right now, you can just fold it in.
yeah.
It just takes
Look,
a little bit longer.
You'll need a little bit more time, obviously, than,
Yeah.
than what we have here right now. But I mean, the idea, I just want to see the pomegranates go on.
Yeah, so let's
Yeah.
do basically a bit of a spoon of your mixture.
All
We'll
right.
do in one here. Excuse my fingers. but
All good, all good.
Here we go. So we're going to put in our... I was about to say something very inappropriate, but I'm going to
Yeah,
keep
but
my,
let's keep
my
it there.
mouth
Let's
shut.
keep it there to the pavlovas right now.
So we have our pomegranate soaking in syrup, and an optional extra is that you could actually take the leftover gin, not drink it if you want to, you can, or you can reduce the syrup down to make a syrup to top it off as well. So that is an option. So that's your pavlova, and we've got a little bit of extra zest, just because.
All right.
And we've got some toasted almonds.
Beautiful stuff. Gabby, thank you so much. There we have it, your gin and pomegranate pavlova. SMS the keyword sweet to 33728. Try this one at home. One for the grown-ups this morning. I absolutely love it. That's sweet to 33728. Check it out on our website as well a little bit later on this morning. That's expressoshow.com. Gabby, thank you.
Thank you.
A rock star.
Yeah, that's right. Still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are catching up with some celebrities and finding out what their favorite Freedom Day memories are.
I can't wait to hear all about that, and also to have another blessed performance from our guest artist today, Nombulelo Tshefu. Make sure you stay tuned for that and a lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Freedom Day, baby.
Githembe wena, githembe wena, Somandla. Githembe wena, githembe wena, githembe wena, Somandla. Wena, githembe wena, githembe wena. Can I have a bit more of the track? Somandla, githembe wena, githembe wena, githembe wena, Somandla, ngoba wangihola endleleni bonga ngobushilo wena ezwini lakho uyohlala unami endleleni ngibheka kuwe ngibheka kuwe ngibheka kuwe. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3, on this Freedom Day that we celebrate all across South Africa. It is a time of the morning for us to quickly reflect on the early morning headlines. Here's Leanne.
Baie dankie Kat. En die Nasionale Nes Omgewingsgroep het gister die bevinding deur die Wes-Kaaplandse Hooggeregshof wat die regeringsooreenkomste vir hulp van Rusland, die VSA en Suid-Korea met die bou van kernkragaanlegte ongrondwetlik en onwettig verklaar het, verwelkom. Regter Lee Bozelek het ten gunste van Earth Life Africa bevind, wat die hof genader en onder meer aangevoer het dat die ooreenkomste nie eens in die parlement gedebatteer is nie. Omgewingsgroepe het die bevinding ook verwelkom omrede dit op die vooraan van die 1984 Chernobyl-ramp in Rusland gelewer is. Die Suid-Afrikaanse kajuitpersoneelvereniging SACA sê hy sal die bevel van die Johannesburgse Arbeidshof om vandag terug te keer werk toe gehoorsaam. Die hof het gister aan SAL 'n interdik toegestaan teen sowat 400 stakende lede van SACA wat op 'n ete toelaag van R2222 per dag aandring wanneer hulle oorsee reis. Internasionale en sowat 30 plaaslike vlugte is deur hulle optrede op die vooraan van die Vryheidsdag en die lang naweek geraak en daar was chaos op verskeie lughawens in die land. Op die internasionale front die derde selfmoordaanval in soveel dae het in die noordooste van Nigeria voorgekom. In die jongste voorval het 4 selfmoordaanvallers hulle self in die stad Maiduguri opgeblaas. 1 persoon is dood en 11 ander beseer. Dit wil voorkom of islamitiese militante wat glo agter die aanvalle sit in toenemende maat van selfmoordbomaanvallers gebruik maak. 'n Onlangse UNICEF-verslag lei dat meer as 100 kinders sedert 2014 as bomaanvallers ingespan is, die meeste van hulle was meisies. En dan ten slotte, sowat 8500 polisiebeamptes het gister in Turkye aan klopjagte deelgeneem, waarin meer as 1000 mense landwyd wat glo deel is van 'n beweging wat vir verlede jaar se mislukte staatsgreep verantwoordelik was aangekeer is. 'n Geheime struktuur binne die Turkse polisiemag is volgens die owerhede geteiken. Turkye sê 'n beweging wat lojaal is aan die Amerikaanse islamitiese geestelike Fethullah Gulen het die komplot in Julie 2016 georganiseer met die doel om president Recep Tayyip Erdogan tot 'n val te bring. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport.
All right, here's a quick roundup of all of your sporting headlines this morning. The draw for the new CAF Champions League took place yesterday, which saw defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns drawn into Group C, the tough group where Sundowns will face Congolese outfit AS Vita, a side who were disqualified from last season's competition after they fielded an illegal player during their knockout victory over Sundowns. The other two Group C clashes will see Sundowns up against Esperance from Tunisia and St. George from Ethiopia. In the PSL, Orlando Pirates survived a scare last night after they scored a goal in the final minutes of the game to earn a 1-1 draw against Baroka FC. This is after Baroka, of course, opened the scoring in the 78th minute, and Issa Sarr came up with the equalizing goal for Pirates, earning their 13th draw of the season. In last night's only other match, Platinum Stars and Free State Stars shared the points in a 1-1 draw. Meanwhile, round 34 of the Premier League continued last night, which saw a 1-0 scoreline in all three of the matches played. Arsenal's quest for a top-4 finish was given a lifeline as a Robert Huth own goal earned the Gunners a 1-0 win over Leicester City. Elsewhere, Tottenham beat Crystal Palace, while Middlesbrough edged out Sunderland. All eyes, of course, will be on the Etihad Stadium tonight as Manchester United take on Manchester City, with the kickoff set up to be at 9 o'clock this evening. Maria Sharapova marked her return to the game following her 15-month ban with an opening day victory at the Stuttgart Open. Sharapova cruised past Italian Roberta Vinci with a straight sets victory, seeing out a 7-5, 6-3 win. Other results from the day two in Stuttgart saw Simona Halep beat Barbara Strykova in straight sets, while Joanna Konta had to fight for a 3-set victory over Japan's Naomi Osaka. And those are your sports headlines.
All right, let's quickly take a look at your weathers just after 8 o'clock on your Thursday morning. It's Freedom Day. Ons kyk vinnig wat daai temperature doen en dit lyk of meeste dele van die land lekker koel oggendtemperature kan verwag met gedeeltelik bewolkte toestande wat sal styg na matig tot warm temperature op plekke. Dan is ook 'n paar reënbuie voorspel vir Cradock en vir Sutherland vandag. Ons hardloop vinnig deur. Polokwane begin op 10, dit styg na 22 maksimum. Mbombela 13:26, Pretoria 10:22, Johannesburg begin op 9, dit styg na maksimum van 20. Mahikeng 9:22, Klerksdorp 9:23, Kimberley skop ook af op 'n minimum van 9, dit styg na 24 grade, Bloemfontein 6:22, Richards Bay 17:28, Pietermaritzburg begin op 12, dit styg na 27 maximum, Durban starting off on 20 minimum, reaching a high of 26 degrees, Mthatha 10:27, East London 18:27, Cradock starting off on 10, reaching a high of 26, Port Elizabeth 17:26, George 15:22, Sutherland starting off on 12 this morning, reaching a high of 19. Cape Town 13:22, Worcester 14:26, Springbok starting off on 15, reaching a high of 28 degrees, and Uppington on 14, also reaching a nice and hot maximum of 28 degrees. And that's a wrap of your temperatures here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Thursday Freedom Day. But if you look behind me, we have a beautiful garden, and we managed to keep this garden so beautiful, not because of the beautiful girls watering it, but in a rather sustainable way at that as well. Leanne, what's happening?
Well, we are, of course, we know that we had some rainy weather yesterday, and we're using our JoJo tank. Zoe's right over there, and she is going to turn it on for us. And this is how we stay sustainable, and this is how we save water.
Go
yes,
for
go
it.
for it, Zoe.
Okay.
Let's do some gardening.
Of course, after the nice rain that fell yesterday, you know, harboring all the water that filled the roof, and we have a nice full tank. So hey, let's water. Let's water.
Look,
you see, this is what. And this is just our effort to preserve this natural resource of water. We know that even though we had some rains yesterday, it is still very, very important that we take care and adhere to those water restrictions as well.
Absolutely.
Look at that, Leanne.
But that's a great way to save water, is by making sure that you catch all of the rainwater that falls, and yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome. This is our little bit of sustainability right
here. Hey man,
here.
our garden is looking good. Our garden is looking good. So for you guys out there, do your bit and preserve our beautiful, precious resource that is water. Take care of it, because there's only so much.
Have you had a shower lately?
Wow, Leanne, you gardening, who would have thunk it? I mean, wow, it's just amazing. Keep going, girl, keep going. All right, back in studio, though, we are joined by the lovely Nombulelo Tshefu, who is our guest artist this morning. She's not only a wonderful singer, but she's a radio host, she's a motivational speaker, she's an entrepreneur as well. But if you'd like to see her singing talents in full exhibition, you can go to the Rhema Bible Church on the 29th of April, where she'll be doing one of her biggest recordings of her career so far, and you can get tickets to that performance on quicket.com. But right now, she's about to give you a taste tease of what you can expect at that performance. Here she is singing Sithembele.
Githembe wena, githembe wena, Somandla. Githembe wena, githembe wena, githembe wena, Somandla. Githembe wena, githembe wena, githembe wena, Somandla. Githembe wena, githembe wena, githembe wena, Somandla. Ngoba wangihola endleleni, ngisebubini, ngiyabonga ngobushilo wena ezwini lakho, uyohlala unami endleleni. Ngibheka kuwe mninimandla wonke, ngibheka kuwe Somandla. Ngibheka kuwe mninimandla wonke, ngibheka kuwe Somandla. Ngoba wangihola endleleni, ngisebubini, ngiyabonga ngobushilo wena ezwini lakho, uyohlala unami endleleni. Ngoba wangihola endleleni, oh, ngisebubini, ngiyabonga ngobushilo wena ezwini lakho, uyohlala unami endleleni. Ngobushilo wena ezwini lakho, uyohlala unami endleleni. Ngobushilo wena ezwini lakho, uyohlala unami endleleni.
Oh, come on! Wow, I mean, talk about dynamite coming in small packages. What a voice, what a performance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed that too at home. Let us know what you thought about that performance on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. I can't wait to hear more from you. I wish you could just carry on all throughout the day. Is that possible? Can we have that?
One day.
Yeah.
This is incredible, and what a performance, man. Really brightening up your Thursday, but lots more to look forward to on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're going to take a trip down memory lane with some of our celebs and share their freedom memories with us.
And speaking of brightening up, that's exactly what we'll do. Colin Cowie with us in studio, and it's all about brightening up your home this winter. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
my feel-good breakfast show.
Very good morning and warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We are live, large and in charge on this Freedom Day. What a time to be alive, South Africa. We celebrated, eh? We
Absolutely,
celebrated.
man.
What a very important day.
Yeah, and thank you for celebrating with us this morning on your Thursday morning. Listen, Expresso values how much significance, Freedom Day bears for all South Africans. And I mean, it really is such a significant day. Rich day in history as well, thinking back to 1994 as well, man.
Yeah, and that's why when a couple of our celebrity friends were still in the building just after the show, we took some time to ask them about what is the importance of Freedom Day to them.
I was in Botswana at the time, and for me that particular day it wasn't just about South Africa, it was about Africa as a whole.
I was in grade 1 and I went to a multiracial school for the first time.
I remember it clearly. I was in detention.
I had been in South Africa for about 2 months. It was my first trip, and I had the pleasure of painting buses and helping people to get to the polls.
But I just remember my grandmother saying to me that today is the day that marks history in South Africa. A lot of black people will be free.
I was still in high school. I think the one thing that I do remember is just this feeling of something has changed. You know, the whole country has changed for the better, and it was that one point in your life where you felt that there was a unification between everybody.
It was a significant day for us, which basically symbolized that things were possible.
I knew that, a brighter future was in the pipeline, even though I was very, very young.
If he could do it, then, we could also do it as well.
Just having the right to vote, just having the right to have a voice, is the most important thing.
Being a mom, I look at my daughter and I listen to the stories that my mom tells, about what they had to go through. And I only really experienced a fraction of it. And my daughter doesn't have to experience any of it.
Growing up, I made a lot of choices that were made for me. So today, I'm able to do anything and everything that I do. And looking back, I know that the defining moment of the Freedom Day and moving forward was one thing that changed the cause of every South African.
I know that I can be anything that I want to be, literally. I've had a lot of opportunities, and I understand that it's mostly up to me to take hold of those opportunities and be the best that I can be.
She's free, she has freedom, and I have gratitude for that always.
Yeah, man, what a day, huh?
What a day.
Get
what
ready,
a day.
mama, it's time for your freedom.
Listen, so on that note, we do wish you a very happy freedom and a blessed day at that as well. But listen, Can you remember where you were and what you were doing on the 27th of April, 1994? You can address those questions. Take a look at our social media feed. You can answer it right there, of course, using that hashtag Expresso Show.
I think my grandparents left me at home to make my own sandwiches.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Now, winter is around the corner, and that is all that more of the reason to brighten things up with some colourful flowers. Now, we have event planner to the stars, Colin Cowie, with us to chat about the flowers we use around our homes and, for your wedding this winter. And, Colin, something I never really thought about is flowers have a season. They're in season, they're out season. How important is it to use flowers in season?
I think it's important because you find what's locally available, which makes a lot of sense, and usually that way you're paying the right price for it as well. And actually the flower seasons are very different from the flower seasons we have in the US. Yeah. For instance, our spring flowers are ranunculus and tulips, which are your winter flowers. It's the beautiful flowers too. I also love the idea of combining flowers with fruit. And I think because when it comes to decorating your home and we're getting ready for the winter time, again, my whole approach is you start with the DNA. Your home has a DNA. And then you change what you smell, touch, taste, see, and hear, right?
Yes.
So it's time to bring out the winter throws and come up with a new color palette, okay? And put a couple of winter throws on the end of the bed, of the side of the sofa, put on a winter rug, maybe change one or two of the lampshades, find a new playlist because you're playing to what you smell, touch, taste, see, and hear. A big bowl of citrus fruit on the table, and then, of course, your flowers. I mean, whether it's a big bowl of tulips or I love proteas. It's interesting now, I started to work a lot with them in the US. We did a wedding 3 weeks ago in Mexico. It was all proteas.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. It's an amazing flower.
That's amazing. Well, you just basically answered the question, because I was going to ask you, does the season that you're currently in affect the decor that you would choose for an event or a wedding? And you just
Yes.
explained what would happen within a home, so naturally that would happen at an event.
It does happen at an event because the way that I look at things, we always wanted to tell a new story.
Yeah.
So you tell a different story in spring, winter, summer, or fall. Using different ingredients, using different colors. You're drinking different things. In the summer, it's rosé and white spirits. In the winter, it's the darker spirits. It's the bourbons, the rye, and the whiskies. So I think it's about playing to the senses, and I love new. And everyone talks about, what's the latest trend, what's the next trend. I think the next trend is like what makes you comfortable based upon the season.
Lovely.
Now, you said you in South Africa planning a wedding for November. Have you placed some thought onto which flowers you'll be using then?
Yes, absolutely. We're doing this at Boshendal. So I'm doing this one beautiful long table, and it's all going to be done in proteas.
Oh.
Which I think is, when you come to South Africa, I always believe in embracing local ingredients. The last thing I want to do is fly in 15,000 orchids from Thailand right now.
Wow.
Which we could do,
Absolutely.
but then it wouldn't be authentic.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I think. I love the word authentic. When you can put the word authentic in front of an experience, then you really take people on a journey.
Absolutely.
So we come into South Africa, to celebrate what you smell, touch, taste, see, and hear here in November. And I'm so proud.
Absolutely. I wanted to throw in something. I was just thinking about it. Remember when Kim and Kanye West did the whole flower wall for their wedding? Did that become a massive trend with most weddings?
Well, it had been a trend before. They're just happy to pick up upon that. But I think one of the things we're seeing now is that the next interpretation of that, like green was the big Pantone color of the year. It's the big trend color. So, and we're seeing that in a lot of florals in weddings. There's a lot more use of green and not just throwing a lot of flowers at something. And this idea of the live wall, you've seen them now, they're in airports, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Big live wall on the back of the room, or covering the entire room in greens, or a ceiling of greens. So green is in a very, very big way, which are kind of morphed from the flower wall.
Awesome, I love it.
Great.
Love flowers.
Yes. Well, Colin, do stick around, and you as well stick around to hear more from Colin about the hottest decor events and trends happening around Africa. You can also check out more about Colin's events at www.colincowie.com.
So from event planning, we're shining a spotlight on our beautiful four-legged friends. Now, accidents can happen anywhere and at any time, and preparing yourself for an emergency situation can help towards a positive outcome. So here are the basics of first aid.
Now, familiarizing ourselves with the basic principles of first aid is yet another way that we can make sure that our canine companions are well looked after in any situations. Now, Dr. Mats, a technical specialist from MSD Animal Health, the makers of Bravecto, is back to talk to us through how we can be better prepared for any kind of situation that may occur. And once again, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, so how common are situations that people may need to be prepared to administer first aid or some kind of first aid on their dogs?
Fairly common. I think Murphy's Law, every now and then something will happen, a car accident, could be heat stress. We're having a pretty good summer at the moment, so heat stress is very common. You can have potential drownings. We spoke about poisonous plants in the past. So all of those are potentially threats to our pets, and we need to be prepared.
Yeah. So how then do you approach this kind of situation?
I think my very first step would be to phone the vet immediately. So as soon as you suspect that something has gone, you've seen something, phone up the vet and get advice immediately. Because that will save you a lot of time in terms of trying to second guess yourself and what to do next. What is the right thing to do? So phone, get the right thing to do, and get going.
Yeah, and we've seen videos online and on television of how to administer CPR and how to do the Heimlich maneuver on humans, but I've never seen those being done on animals before. So is there a basic skill set that every pet owner or dog owner needs to equip themselves with to ensure that they are ready for that kind of situation? For instance, you call the vet, but the vet lives 10 kilometers away, so you need to do something now. Is there that basic skill set?
I think it's your classic ABC, so make sure that your airways are clean, the animal is breathing, and it's still alive. And you look at things like obvious bleeding, you try and stop that. So beyond the obvious, I wouldn't try and do too much on an animal, and then get them there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and then also in terms of being prepared as a pet owner, what should your basic first aid kit look like at home?
I think a couple of bandages, something that's absorbent, something to cover open wounds. A leash is always very helpful. I would use also a blanket as a form of carrying an animal that's in a lot of pain, including a muzzle, because some of the times painful animals can injure you as well, unknowingly or without wanting to.
Yes.
And that will help you with transporting the animal safely and as quickly as possible.
All right, some great advice. Thank you very much, Dr. Matt. Always appreciated. And make sure that you do join us for our next informative segment with Bravecto, where we address kennel cough syndrome.
Well, there you have it, the basics of first aid. But go ahead and extend the picture of health for your dog and get in line to win awesome prizes with Expresso and Bravecto. Now, 3 lucky winners per week will walk away with a year's supply of Bravecto, and all the weekly winners go into a grand prize draw to win a Bravecto hamper and 5,000 Rand cash. So visit the Bravecto South Africa Facebook page or expressoshow.com to find out more.
For extraordinary pet, you need extraordinary care. Give your dog 12 weeks protection against ticks and fleas in just one tasty treat with Bravecto.
Well, as we celebrate the 27th of April, Freedom Day in South Africa, we'll also take a look at what our celebrities think Freedom Day means to them.
Absolutely, and then we're taking a look at wedding trends all across Africa. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be right back.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Freedom Day edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're having fun. Hopefully you are loving it too, especially if you're tuning in from, let's say, somewhere in France and you're watching us on YouTube. It's Freedom Day in South Africa.
Yes, exciting things. Well, of course, with it being Freedom Day, we took to the streets to ask our fellow South Africans what this day means to them.
What does it mean to you? What?
For 23 years now, we're free. We can go anywhere we want to go. Without a Freedom Day, we'll never be able before to go anywhere.
It's a commemoration of all the sacrifices that those that came before me made so that I can live in a free society, and a celebration of the fact and all the opportunities that now are available to me as a result of their sacrifices.
It's quite a celebration because, I mean, people fought hard for us to have rights as human beings. So it's just a celebration of their hard work and dedication to make sure that all humans are treated equally.
Just an off day for me so that I can spend time with my family and everything. And yeah, just to thank the heroes for fighting for us and stuff.
Freedom Day for me, I mean, when you can take the days before up until now, I mean, at least we are free. Though there are some stuff that they must take care of.
Means being able to choose and do what you want to do. As we all have rights, we're able to do what we want to do because Nelson Mandela fought for our freedom.
Freedom Day means the right to vote, I think, for all South Africans that are of age, and the right to access to a whole host of things to everybody.
Equal everything. Isn't that freedom?
That's supposed to be freedom, I think, in my opinion.
And once again, happy Freedom Day. Now, this Freedom Day on Top Billing tonight, Jonathan meets with co-founder of Soweto's first craft beer brewery, Ndumiso Madlala. Now, with a vision of bringing success to South Africa's largest township, the co-founder and engineer sits down to talk about his passion for beer and how that led him to starting the successful Ubuntu Kraal brewery. So make sure you don't miss Top Billing tonight at 8:30 p.m. with the repeat on Sunday at 1 p.m. and you can catch it on 3.
Well, Colin Cowie, event planner to the stars, knows that the taste for the finer things and the exquisite things in life is a global one, and that is why he doesn't shy away from organising events in other countries, as he's doing while he's here. Colin is joining us to chat about how he tackles all of these things. So awesome to have you here with us, I must say.
Thank you.
I wanted to know from you, when it comes to events, the things you plan are absolutely amazing. How much of the final say is the client's, and how much of the final say is your kind of, you know, expertise and skills that you want to lend to an event?
I've travelled 13 million miles around the world and visited almost 100 countries, always in search of the best and the finest. But I have to say, it always comes from the client.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like a chameleon. I think that great style comes from ruthless editing.
Yeah.
You know, give me all the ideas. Tell me what are your favorite colors. Where do you like to eat? Where do you like to travel? You know, how do you envision this day? And I'm a really good listener. And I take all this information, and I come back to them and tell them how it could play out between Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. So at the end of the day, it's really about me editing their ideas to help tell their story. That's why no two of my jobs have ever looked the same. Because it's not about me, it's about them. I just make it magic.
Now, I can imagine planning an event, planning a wedding takes a lot of planning and strategic thinking. How is it for you different doing it in a different country? I mean, you're planning something here in South Africa.
60% of my work is outside of the US.
Okay. Wow.
So we work all over. I'm working on a project in India right now. And then I do a lot of speaking engagements, which kind of keeps me on the top of the iceberg, which gives me a very global perspective of what's happening in the world of weddings. And I think it's also become very homogenized in a way and very global because of Instagram and Pinterest. You know, it's interesting. I'll end up in India and start seeing the same things that I'm seeing in New York, or be in Peru or Brazil and find a similar look. So our world has become pretty global from that point of view. So when we do travel, I take a small team with me, and then I always hire a lot of local people. Which is kind of fun because we get to teach local people what we're doing. Yeah. And if I need any support, there's nothing like a local person to help you when you need it.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the hottest destinations for weddings and events in Africa, because, I mean, you've experienced it all.
We're right here, Cape Town.
Yes.
I mean, this is one of those beautiful cities in the world. There's a gazillion places. I mean, the vineyards that you have here, you know, there's not one, there's 100 that are one more beautiful backdrop than the next. And I think Cape Town is a very, very multifaceted, multicultural place to bring any international audience to.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, Colin, you did say that you were here planning a wedding that's happening in November, but what else are you busy with while you're here?
Okay, so most interesting, I was a keynote speaker at a very big wedding industry event in Italy last year, in Puglia. And I met this charming lady from South Africa, from the South African School of Weddings, Carly Collins. And she said to me, would you ever consider coming to South Africa to do a workshop? Wow. So I said, you know, I always believe in giving back. And I think that these gifts that I have are a blessing. And the more that you share them, the more you give, the more you get to give. So I said, well, invite me to South Africa. I'll come. And on next Wednesday in Johannesburg, the 3rd of May, I'm doing a big workshop the South African School of Weddings to teach everything that I know and open up Pandora's box and share what I know for everybody else in the industry.
That is incredible, not to be missed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Colin, thank you so much for joining us this morning, sharing all of those incredible insights. And, you know, I feel like I've learned a lot, whether it came to event planning, florals, and even decor tips from the Master of Weddings. And, of course, we thank Colin Cowie for that. But if you'd love to see more about his events, you can visit www.colincowie.com.
Thank you so much, ladies. Well, lots more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We hang out with a lovely Roselt from Plascon. Yes, we're talking colour trends for 2017.
And then speaking of which, Decorex starts today, and we're going to be giving you an opportunity to win tickets to the show so that you can check out all the latest trends. Like, you should get some colour in your outfit.
I think I look pretty cool, man.
Yeah, well, you know. You think so?
looking pretty slender there, athlete.
No, guys, that is slender.
Yeah, buddy! Well, we burnt our calories on the swim. How do you do it, Zoe?
Introducing Tropica Slender in a tall, slim bottle with no added sugar, less calories, and available in 4 twist flavors.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. From eclectic design trends to Plascon's much anticipated 2017 colour forecast, this year's Decorex Cape Town is the talk of the town for a very good reason. Plascon Global Colour Manager and Roselt, a woman with a flair for colour, is here to paint a picture of inspiration behind these colour trends and give us a glimpse into how you can use these spectacular trends to add some Decorex panache to your own home. And so good to have you back this morning.
It's great to be here.
Happy Freedom Day.
Yes, same to you.
I love the fact that we have the freedom to do all of these incredible things in our homes. But let's talk a second, because I know that Plascon has chosen Decorex from the beginning, actually, as the platform to launch incredible coloured trends. But what can we expect to see this year?
Okay, what we've done this year is we've actually built a Plascon house because we wanted to show and inspire people how they can use the colour trends in the various rooms in their home. Because you often just see the colours, but how do they actually transpire into how you would use them in your home? So that's what we've done at Decorex. We've got a bathroom and a bedroom and a kitchen, and you can see how to use colour in those rooms.
I love that. That's so much more visual, you know. People actually get a sense of feeling. You get to taste the atmosphere. That's wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay, so I know that this year's Decorex theme is Make Your Space your living dream.
Yeah.
How will Plascon help to do that this year?
Well, as you said, colour is like the most important design element in terms of creating the mood and atmosphere of your home and your space. If you live in a beautiful space, you feel happy and healthy. So you can think of the colour forecast as basically colour therapy for your home.
I love it, and it definitely is therapy.
It is.
Now, for anybody looking to change the hue in their homes, what are some of the latest trends that they can expect to see?
Well, we've got 32 colours in the forecast because it's important you surround yourselves with colours that you love. I mean, if you're looking for something upbeat, you want upbeat colours like a yellow, which is very optimistic. So we've got a range, as I said, 32 colours, and they range from cool, bright, beautiful, uplifting colours, or we also have some warm, comforting colours. We have some earthy colours, some neutral colours. Colour doesn't mean it has to be bright. It just depends on your mood and what colours you want to surround yourself with. We just show you that in a smaller selection to try and make it easier to choose a colour that suits your personality.
Now, let's talk about you for a second. Do you have any favourite shades that are in the colour forecast for 2017?
Well, as you know, green is a huge trend at the moment.
Yes.
So I must say I'm tending towards green at the moment. I love a grey-green called Petite White, and it's because green is a very stress-relieving colour. So if you surround yourself with green, it really helps calm and relax you both physically and mentally. And I think we all need maybe a little bit more green in our lives.
I know.
So you can see that at Decorex.
Absolutely, and green is also significant of life at the moment.
Exactly.
So
it's
so
all
wonderful.
about growth and vitality and all of those good things. So it's a good colour to try and introduce into your life. And it doesn't have to be you have to paint all your walls green. It's just about maybe bringing some plants or some greenery into your offices or your living environment, and you'll get that wonderful energy of green too.
Absolutely. Well, colour has the ability to change everything. So thank you, Anne, for giving us all of these different options and making it so much easier for us to incorporate it into our homes.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Well, you can enter a world of colour at the Plascon stand, where the world's paint giant will showcase the highly anticipated Plascon 2017 colour forecast at Decorex Cape Town this week. Now, we have 10 double tickets to give away, and you could stand a chance to win. All you have to do is enter, SMS the keyword Decorex and your city to 33728. Entries close on the 28th of April 2017. SMSs cost R1.50. No free SMSs apply, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Don't miss Cape Town's finest decor, design and lifestyle expo. It promises to provide plenty of design and decor ideas as well as inspiration.
Decorex is going to be amazing. I'm going to be there a little bit later myself as well. But you know what? It's a well-known fact that kitchens and bathrooms sell home. It's often referred to that a kitchen is the heart of the home. And using luxurious products like Caesarstone in both your kitchen and your bathrooms already add that wow factor in helping you maybe sell your home or just making it look extra splashy. But this morning we are talking to the Caesarstone South Africa's marketing director, Trevor King. He's joining us to talk about the ultimate kitchen design trends for 2017. Trevor, lovely to have you, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Good. How excited are you for Decorex?
I'm really excited for Decorex. Decorex is looking great. I was there yesterday. You're going to get a surprise when you get there.
I can't wait. Let's talk about that. Local and international kitchen trends for 2017. What can we make of it?
I think for me, the two things that particularly stand out is the integration of the kitchen space into the rest of the house. That whole blurring of the line from the kitchen is no longer a separate room. It's part of the living space, and that's exciting for me because it just develops this whole ability to socialize in your home while you're still cooking and making food. And it changes the way we design kitchens because it makes them a whole lot more a living room rather than just simply a kitchen.
Yeah, and I love that because a kitchen really is it's a center point for me in the house. You know, it's everything happens around the kitchen, like you mentioned. It brings unity to the home.
Yes. I think the other thing is that it's permission to live in your dream. The trend that I'm picking up is that designers around the world are appreciating that people in their homes are a lot more design savvy than they used to be. And now they no longer want to dictate to you what you need to do in terms of design, but they want to help you live in your dream. And that's a great idea for me.
I love that. I love that. Let's talk about this year's theme at Decorex. Make your space your living dream. How that can be brought to life, specifically at your Caesarstone stand?
I think it's brought to life because we believe that exhibitions have to be entertaining. So we've put on a display of our new 2017 colours, which are exciting colours, And I think that when you look at them, you're going to think that we've been visiting your dreams.
You've been in there. I love that. You know, I think when it comes to any home owner, home buyer, maybe, you know, looking at setting up their kind of dream when it comes to kitchen design, maybe bathroom trends as well, what's the right questions to ask? Because budget really does play a big role, and you don't want to see it disappear without any physical changes that you can notice.
I think all of us have got to live within our budget, but for me, the most important thing to do is to work on the basics. I think very often we focus on all the styling and spend the money there, but that can come later. You know, the big thing is to put the basics in, to put the right tops in, the right appliances in that fit into your overall plan. You can add other things later.
Yeah, so that's it. So it's the basic things going first that's really going to make also
the surfaces. The surfaces and the appliances, yeah.
For you personally, I mean, what are some of the trends that really stand out when you take a look at your kitchens, your bathrooms? You know, something that's really, I think, a game changer going into 2017.
I think what I learned from a recent trip to Europe was the simplicity, that not to overclutter things, just to keep it simple, just to keep it basic. And you've spent money on basic things. Don't hide them away with styling. Let them live and actually tell the story you want to tell.
I like that. Trevor, thank you so much for joining us, man. I'm going to definitely come visit you a little bit later on today. It's going to be fantastic. Now, visit, of course, the Caesarstone stand at Decorex Cape Town this week to choose your favorite surfaces for your home. Now, visitors can, of course, interact as well with the country's top designers, where the latest trends will be featured in a variety of room settings. Now, we have also 10 double tickets to give away, and you could stand a chance to win. To enter, SMS the word Decorex and your city to 33728. Entries close on the 28th of April this year, 2017, and SMSs cost R1.50. No free SMSs apply, and T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. So don't miss Cape Town's finest decor design and lifestyle expo. It promises to provide plenty of design and decor ideas and inspiration.
All right, you heard that, right? What was your SMS?
Dinner.
No, Decorex. Hey, Batu.
Sorry,
it was so wonderful.
Lucian just told me. Sorry.
Okay, anyway, we're in the kitchen because, yes, we are making dinner. A beautiful dish here by Zola, cassoulet bean and confit duck.
Yes.
Beautiful stuff.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm so hungry right now.
Me too. And cassoulet is basically a classic French dish. It's got beans in it, it's got pork in it, it's got meat in it. So we're making cassoulet style beans, and then we're serving it with the easy to cook confit duck. So now you know that confit duck, when you cook it yourself from scratch, it takes like 4 to 6 hours. But with easy to cook, it's ready in what? 20 minutes?
It's ready in oven in 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Absolutely.
So
okay.
it cuts down your cooking time by so much.
So we're basically making like a French poiki.
Basically. And it's called cassoulet because of the dish that it's traditionally made of. Made in, excuse me. Okay, so these are, this is not regular bacon. This is bacon, this is rashers.
Extra
Can you see it's delicious, right? It's going to give us texture, extra baconiness, yummy, okay?
Alrighty.
So those are browning first, and then you add to that some onions. It's all very simple. It takes no time to prepare, and then you just let it simmer. You know, it's one of those winter dishes you can leave on the stove to simmer. I like to put a little bit of salt when I add my onions, just to draw out the moisture, okay?
Okay.
Then the rest of the flavorings are thyme, garlic, fennel seeds, because with pork I like to use some fennel seeds.
Yes,
and then some bay leaves.
Oh my word.
You could use dried or fresh bay leaves,
that
okay?
Asian kind of curry-like flavour to it with the bay leaves.
No, bay is very British, my friend.
Is it very British?
Yeah, you put it into regular stews and things. Well, it's universal. It's not really British, but you put it into stews and soups. It's that like undertone of flavour. It's not like curry leaves. You're thinking curry leaves.
Okay.
It's okay. I got you. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so this is some tinned tomatoes.
Lovely.
Okay.
Could you use fresh ones if you like? Or
you could definitely use some chopped fresh ones if you like, yeah.
Mix it
You
all
can
up.
grate them as well, and then you sort of get rid of the skin.
That's already looking like winter warmth in
I
my
know.
belly right there.
I know, this should definitely go into your winter food repertoire. What is this? This is some?
That is
Honey.
Honey, yes, of course.
Honey. You could use just regular sugar if you liked as well. It's up to you.
Okay, listen, while you're at it, and you've just joined in, we're making a cassoulet beans and confit duck dish. Beautiful winter warmer. SMS the keyword dinner to 33728.
Okay, so the duck, the easy to cook duck is in the oven. If you can grab that for me, the gloves are right there.
Got it.
And then I'm going to switch these around. So this cassoulet beans just, they simmer for about 30 minutes. So as long as the duck takes to cook in the oven.
Did you put anything on this duck, or is it just as it is?
No, it comes just like that. So
it smells so good.
Doesn't it? Just pop it on there for me so everyone can see what it looks like when it comes out the oven.
30 minutes in the oven, boom, Shakalaka.
Delicious. And then this has also been cooking for 30 minutes. So we finish it off with a bit of parsley, some extra seasoning, so a bit of salt and a bit of pepper. And then you're ready to serve. So your duck's ready, your cassoulet beans are ready, and the family is in for quite a treat.
Okay, how do we dish it up nicely?
I want to turn this off so it doesn't burn. Okay. So basically, I put the cassoulet beans at the bottom.
Oh,
So
yes.
Look how delicious. Oh, so hearty, so delicious with those bacon rashers and those beans. Oh, what I forgot to put in was the cannellini beans.
Oh, that would go into the,
this,
of course.
Then
30
we leave
minutes
it to
cooking
simmer.
time, simmer
Absolutely.
at medium
And then the
heat.
duck, which has been cooking in duck
out,
fat,
don't
which is
bang,
what.
don't
Don't
bang.
worry, I got asbestos hands
keep
here.
saying.
So this is all tender. Can you see how it's just, look at it,
my
falling apart, just like that.
Yes,
Then we
girl.
garnish with a bit of leafage, and that's all you need. So somebody just puts their fork in, digs into the beans, to the duck, and
To
it's
the
so simple.
Bacon.
Oh, I'm salivating.
While we salivate, how about you take a look at how we made this dish? So much deliciousness in my mouth. SMS dinner to 33728. This is so good. I think if you're not going to be braaiing today,
Yeah.
make this.
Make this,
for dinner.
absolutely. Yeah, it's a bit cold outside, so it's the perfect dish to make.
In fact, make it in one of those big pots.
Yes.
Freeze it, and then just whenever you feel like a hearty meal, put it in the oven, just,
Bring it out. And if you're
Let's
not a
have it.
fan of duck, of course, there are lots of easy-to-cook meals, or meats rather, available for you to choose from. So you can still make the cassoulet beans and then just choose your easy-to-cook meat.
Brilliant. Can you wrap this up for me for takeaway, please?
Sure. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. Nombulelo, our guest artist for this morning, she has the voice of an angel, but can she survive the island guide? And it is all about flipping the bottle. We'll do that game after the break.
Let's go to the island, stand together, you and me.
The new Tropica Island of Treasure theme tune is bringing sunshine into the lives of children in need.
We can win this million. We're gonna find treasure by the smooth.
When you download the full song on iTunes or Google Play, proceeds from the sale of the song will be donated to CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation, who support children with cancer and their families. Get the tune today and help make tomorrow a little brighter for brave boys and girls with Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles. SMS CHOC to 33728 to receive the link to download to your phone. SMSs cost R1.50 and T's and C's are on tropica.co.za. Download and support these beautiful children.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3 on this beautiful Freedom Day that we are celebrating this morning. And we asked you on social media this morning, we conducted a little bit of a poll and we said, what right of freedom do you value the most? Hashtag Expresso Show. And these were the options that we gave you. Freedom and security, freedom of expression, freedom of religion, and freedom of movement. And it would seem that freedom and security came out at 36%, freedom of expression just 1% lower, 35%, freedom of movement came third, and then freedom of religion at 14%. Of course, that's what it's all about today. It's celebrating these freedoms that the leaders of our country worked so hard for us to attain. So let's never forget everything that they did to get us here.
Oh, well, listen, on Tuesday evening, Graham and Lindsay welcomed their baby boy into this world, and he gave us permission to share a photo. Look, that's little baby Jack Lawrence Hopkins coming in at a very healthy 4.3 kilograms. There's proud Daddy Graham with his new little baby boy. Isn't that just adorable? Do we have any more photos? Yes, look, he's so cute. There we go. Aw, can't wait to meet the little man. Mom and baby's doing well, and of course, Dad as well. So congratulations again from all of us here at Expresso, Graham and Lindsay.
Oh, boys and oh, Uncle Cat is coming to see you. Oh, beautiful stuff. Listen, speaking of freedom, how about the freedom for you to win? Yes, you like that? Okay. Well, if you do, then how about you become part of the action that is Tropica Island of Treasure Season 7 in the Seychelles? Go ahead, buy yourself a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and you can win great daily prizes. There are weekly prizes and the grand prize of a Kia Sportage. You can find all the terms and conditions that apply on tropica.co.za. But right now, we're about to take it to that next level. You know how we end off the show playing a lovely game with our guest. Nombulelo is our guest today. You sang wonderfully, by the way.
Thank
that was
you
absolutely
so
beautiful.
much.
But we're going to bring you back down to earth now because
yeah, I can see this.
we are doing the famous bottle flip challenge. So you know how it works. You get a bottle and then you need to flip it 360 so that it lands in such a fashion. And we give you, I think, 60 seconds. Or is it 30 seconds? I think it's 30 seconds.
has been practicing.
Has she?
She's got this.
All right, okay. Have you?
I've
So you've got a choice. You can either have the taller, slender, or you can have the more chunkier.
I'll have the chunkier fula.
Chunkier fula. Okay, 30 seconds is all you got to make it land as many times as you can. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's see how.
Oops. Oh gosh.
Spillage is downage. Okay, let's go.
All right.
You can move it out of the way. Oh, almost in.
Let's
30
go.
seconds is on the clock now. The music is enticing. It is dramatic. Oh yes, that's number one.
Well done.
Okay.
I think you got the
Two.
elliptical
Well done.
motion
Good
too.
pressure.
3,
Okay.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
5. Is that, how many was
1. That was
4?
5.
5. Well
Was it
done.
5?
4. 5.
I think it was
lost
5.
count.
I think it's
Okay, it was 4. Okay,
4.
the official count says 4.
Sorry, I can't count.
All right, Zoe, do you think you can do better than that?
I don't think so, but let's give it a try.
Okay,
can you
I'll
bring
pass
that
this
little
over to your
jar
side.
over here? Okay, cool. Can
Okay.
everyone see me?
We can
Okay.
see you. We can see you.
Can I go?
There you go.
I
30
need to
seconds has already started. Hey, by the way.
Copy Nombulelo's technique.
There we go. Let's see.
Woo!
1. Oh my word.
You're on
Fail.
the roll.
Fail.
Okay, you don't have to remind
Fail.
me.
Fail. 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 20 seconds.
Joking. You have the freedom to say what you want.
You're getting it. Yeah, that's 2. 3. 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh my gosh! Oh, that would have been double points if that is saved. Okay, that was pretty cool. Winner Nombulelo, well done. Quickly, where can we follow you online to know where you are at?
All right, you can follow me on Facebook, Nombulelo Tshefu. My surname is spelled as TSHEFU. And Twitter, Instagram, same name.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much. And South Africa, thank you so much for joining us. Wherever you may be watching us from, happy Freedom Day. Let it rain. Let us remember where we come from and remember, most importantly, how we need to ensure the freedom of others out there by living out ours.
Well said. Have an amazing day, everybody. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
Freedom
Bye-bye.
is coming tomorrow.
Sorry.
Another feel-good production.